Good morning. Nicole here. So, I wanted to talk a little today about sensation, not feeling, but sensation. So, and bear with me on this one. Maybe I'm reaching, but first, let me just clarify feelings. Feelings are something that happen that are provoked from an event, and they're feelings. A sensation is something that comes over me specifically at random times. It seems completely unprovoked by an external stimuli, or at least it seems as such, because I don't see it, I don't hear it, I don't taste it, I don't feel it. So, what is it? And as I've aged and I've learned my body and how I respond in certain circumstances, I now believe that I am absolutely responding to energy. And when I am spoken of or I am thought of, I definitely receive. I don't even know how to explain it because I don't understand it, which is why it's hard for me to explain because I don't know, which is why we're talking about it because I would love for someone to shed some light and insight on the subject because I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only person that receives message or energy or intuition. I don't, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it is. I just know that it happens to me and it happens frequently. And so I usually know, what it's involving and I don't know how. Again, it's just kind of the sense that I get. And when I was younger, it was a very uncomfortable place. I did not like it when it happened. I definitely dismissed it. I blocked it. I refused it. And then I started realizing that, oh my gosh, this is probably happening for a very good reason because the sensations are both negative and positive, not one or the other. It depends on the source. So if someone is speaking ill, I definitely receive an icky feeling. Or if someone is wishing malice, I get an icky feeling. I may not know specifics. I just know I need to protect myself. And then when it's a positive feeling, I definitely get those as well. Funny story, however, those are actually less comfortable than the ickies. And that's just because I'm still training myself to be comfortable feeling good. That's something that I believe was just kind of embedded in me because of repeated trauma. And so I just kind of got comfortable in a place of uncomfortability and pain and misery and despair and hopelessness and helplessness and all of the things. And there came a point where I accepted that I did not know how to help myself. I was trying all of the things, but none of the things were helping. And I had this desire to be better. I had a desire to be well, but I had no idea how I was going to achieve those things. And I had to accept my way was no longer working and surrender. And everyone's surrender looks different. I want to make that very clear that my journey is different than yours. And that is the beauty of individuality. So, what I experience is not going to be yours, and that is okay. I'm just shedding light on mine because there have been people who've benefited, and I hope you're one of them. So, that being said, um, I ended up checking myself into a treatment facility for mental health. And I did this because I was scared of who I was scared of how I was feeling. I did not feel safe. And that is a very uncomfortable place to be, very familiar place that I've always been, but there was a conflict. There was an internal conflict because there was a desire to be better, but there was also the desire to be in a familiar place. And so I needed help reconciling. And I did that through a mental health treatment facility, which I will not mention any names, but they were amazingly beneficial. What they offered me, I feel saved my life. I know it saved my life. It's not about feeling. This is about knowing. I know where I was headed. And I am forever grateful for that experience. And so I challenge everyone that when you feel stuck and you feel that your way is no longer working, or you need a little, help with your way, there are people out there. There are programs. There are facilities. And so start asking the questions, because someone has got the answer that you need. And I really appreciate everyone listening today. This was my first active attempt at a podcast, totally unrehearsed, unprompted, and I hope you all feel it was successful. So thanks for listening. Have a good one. Bye.